Here is that patinaed bottom. Just the curves on this board, like just how it looks absolutely sweet. Today we're building the Constance. Very excited for this one here. The Constance looks sweet. I've been looking forward to this build for the last 2.5 weeks. It's gonna come in a bunch of different colors. It's gonna come in what's called, I believe it's pronounced Assam, black, purple, cream, silver, gray, and then raw. Raw is really cool, by the way. Raw is actually the one that I would have loved to take a look at. I think we have silver today, but it looks like a great board. I am so excited to take a look at this thing. Like I said, it starts at around 433-ish with the PCB, and then ends up at about 529-ish with the PCB. The Constance keyboard is a TKL size keyboard with a split plate top mount mounting. The design principle is that we want the Constance TKL to be a daily driver with a minimalist design, but with attractive details that are not too flashy. And then it has also a beautiful side profile, which I'll show you guys. It also has a 9-degree typing angle, so this is a bit higher. Yeah, you know what? Do you guys want to see the color combos on DaVinciKey's website? Okay, this is gonna be the stainless steel. We have the black coated stainless, which also is really stealthy. Sandblasted brass. We have patinaed brass. I think this looks sweet. The Phoenix patinaed brass. I'd love to know the process on this one here, because it does have a small premium over the regular, or at least on the other website it did. Anyways, I gotta double check pricing now everywhere. And then the copper being the most expensive, which I think the copper, if I had to pick what's probably gonna be the most popular combination, it's probably gonna be right here. I think this or raw and copper is probably gonna be really popular, or I think the stone and silver would be more popular too. And then again, some of the other little information over here too. PCB is gonna be 1.6 mil, a bunch of other things here. So is this the final case as well? I wanted to ask Manu about this, because when we took a look at it the other day, this is real nice. Definitely very premium feeling. Q2 2025 is disappointingly long. Maybe I'm jaded and used to this, but that's actually not terrible timelines for me for a group buy. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on this. I'm used to other keyboards taking a long time, but I don't think that's insane. I don't know, maybe it's just me. You guys can feel differently, and that's not a point to debate either. I don't know, we'll take a look at the board and kind of judge it from there, I guess. Let's run through some of the accessories first. We have different plates. This is a split top mount plate like they said, which I think is great. I really like this. I'll explain why I really like this in a little bit. We have our PCB. We'll show some more of this. This already looks like a good PCB with lots of different compatibility. Then we have our daughter board. So again, 9-degree type angle, a little different maybe than some people are used to. And I think that might be the biggest point that I kind of wanted to point out at the start of this. Look at this, dude. So it has Constance written over here. I don't know if you guys can, actually it's good over here. You guys can see it. Love that big internal weight over here. Nice and heavy. I don't know the exact weight off the top of my head. Here is that patinaed bottom. Just the curves on this board, like just how it looks absolutely sweet. It looks great. The Toblerone at the back over here, everything kind of matches. It looks great. You got the big foot over here. Now, from what I understand too, these feet, the feet that, I mean, we've talked about this. From what I understand, they kind of curve up on the edges over here. What that's gonna do is kind of make it just lean on these pieces. So it's still gonna have these long feet. It's gonna have a place of where it can put all the pressure. Some people complain, and this is an interesting point. Some people complain that, and there's validity to this, by the way, that these longer feet actually create more of a thuddy sound signature. Like there's a lot of like unwanted noise, just thuds. So it's interesting to see that it kind of went with that. Side profile, again, this thing looks incredible. Very simple taper in the center over there. It's just a good looking overall keyboard. The back looks great too. It's really nice. It's a good looking board. There's a slight curve on the side. Yeah, and you can kind of see over here too. The weight has this curve in here too. So if you're into small details, I think this will be one of the boards you might want to look out for, just in terms of visuals. Obviously, I haven't built this yet. I'm hoping this sounds really good. Again, I think this is probably my favorite look of the combinations that came out. I think the only thing maybe personally, I would have loved to see a raw unit instead of the silver or gray. But dude, this is gorgeous. We have polypropylene and aluminum. I think this is polypropylene. I'm not too sure now. I'm pretty positive this is PP. I probably want to use the PP plate. The next thing I want to look at is the PCB. here is the PCB. Lots of options. Lots and lots for the solderable unit. Perfect. So hot swap will lack a few things. Namely, the hot swap unit will lack... Actually, hot swap still has split back, which is interesting, but it lacks the ISO support. So you do lose ISO and split left if you end up going with hot swap. It does seem like this is a fixed 7U spacebar across the board, probably to accommodate the Win keyless versions. Maybe my only small gripe with this, and to be fair, I have to say this, even just offering the option for a 6.25U, I mean, like, options are never a bad thing. Obviously, this is my preference, so it's a little bit easier for me to be like, not terrible. But, I still think it would have been good to offer the 6.25 for people who want to build a TKL and Win key with the 6.25U. Again, just like I say for the other thing, not the end of the world, but options are never a bad thing. And we have to be consistent. We have to be fair, no? Is PP the new go-to? I'm debating getting it for the Neo 75. I think they have their time and place. If I'm ever building a top mount keyboard, sort of like what I'm building today, they are absolutely fantastic. And I think top mount with plastic plates, especially Palm or PP, I think they sound phenomenal. Ooh la la, this case, give you guys a little bit of a close-up of the patina. Yeah. That's nice, huh? That is looking pretty good. And then let's take a look at the side profile here one last time. Classic look. Does have a little bit, if you really look close, some nice lines everywhere, right? The anode looks really good on the silver. The machining looks outstanding. The taper down the middle over here looks really good. It just looks clean. I even love the split Toblerone right on the USB-C over there. Little logo kind of hidden on the Toblerone as well, which I like. They do have a repeating logo over here just with the studio. But you know what? I'm happy to say that this is not too intrusive. It kind of blends in nice with the silver over here. I'm sure on the other colors it sticks out a little bit more, but it's not terrible. The Constance on the inside, again, love how subtle that looks on this and just love that effect on the board. I think the board looks sweet. I know we don't need to take this off, by the way, but I want to see what's underneath the weight. So this is what it looks like on the inside over here. This brass piece does have some chunkiness to it. It's not super thick, but I would say this does have some validity for weight here. And then just a cable channel underneath with access to the screws for the weight. Cool. Nothing too crazy. I appreciate it. This is only top mount. Based off my experience with top mount keyboards, I think I can immediately probably recommend my favorite configuration is most likely going to be a plastic plate. I actually appreciate a board only doing one mount really well instead of 2 to 3 mounts. I'm in the same boat. I mean, I'm always going to say I prefer a board done to the best of its ability and thoughtfully done with one mount rather than just kind of sticking one mount and then you're kind of trying to fiddle and get another mount, but that ruins the first mount. This is looking sweet so far. Look at that, eh? Look how nice this looks. I prefer a board that knows what it is and implements the best mount for the board and design they have chosen. That said, people with love and customization can appreciate market forces. I mean, yep, I think there's different products meant for different people, 110%. And I love that, by the way. I think more variety is never a bad thing. Look at this. Looking sweet. I do like my silver boards. The 9-degree type angle is crazy to me. I haven't done a 9-degree board in a little while, it feels. Or I feel. Which switches are we using? We are using Nixies. Done them with 20520. I also filmed them with Desky films. Do we like it? Honestly, it does look real good. So this is a top mount with PP plate, Nixies, cherry clip-ins, and GMK switches. What did I say? PP plate? Oh, I thought you were correcting me. I did say PP plate. I kind of like this space bar. It's not as bright as some of the other space bars I've done, but maybe because it has so much room underneath. I kind of like it though. I don't know if it can get brighter. If I hit it right here, I mean, even that's not what I'm normally used to, but I think it's a deeper sound signature for the space bar. The 14.5 definitely feel a little bit lighter. I know it's a little besides the point for the board, but I think I actually don't mind these springs. Would I use them again? Yeah, I'd use them again. I think these are nice springs. I've been kind of into those space bars lately. Guys, I don't personally think this is silent. The typing angle it's not something I'm noticing right away. I don't think there'd be a big learning curve with that. Spacebar's flat? Really? I don't think the spacebar's that flat. Let me tune the spacebars up. I actually don't mind it. If this is the sound signature for the spacebar, I think this is quite different and kind of nice. Not everything needs to sound the same for me. It has a very deeper tonality, which I appreciate. Yeah, tuning the spacebar changed it a little bit. It does change depending on where you are on the board, which you can see is a good or bad thing. Some people hate when that happens. I don't know. I'm enjoying, oddly enough, like I think both sounds of the spacebar sounds good. I think typically I know people will find it a little frustrating when boards are, I mean, it could also be my spacebar. We can try a different spacebar just to be certain. I don't know if it's this space. I don't think I've had issues with this particular spacebar in the past. But here, I'll try this spacebar from a newer GMK set. So yeah, there does seem to be some variance depending on the left and right side, which you can be upset about. You can call it not a good thing. I don't know if it truly matters to me none. I think more people want this, right? More people want this sound. This is a 7U spacebar, correct? But yeah, it just seemed to be some variance. There's nothing installed wrong, nothing like that. It's not the switch. There does seem to be some variance between left and right side. So it's not really super consistent across the whole way. I have a Constance here and the spacebar is really consistent. You can try reseating them really quickly. Let's make sure everything's screwed in over here. Just for the sake of talking, I'll just pop it in and out. The only other thing I can really think of is if we just decide to switch swap this. If you guys want me to, I can right now. Just to cover all our bases. I really don't think it's the stabilizer. The stabilizer looks fine. But if you guys want, I can swap the switch. Do you guys want me to swap it? It's fine. I know some people will complain about the consistency of a spacebar. I truly think that a lot of the boards I have don't have the same sound across. This is definitely a bit more dramatic in terms of like left to right. Maybe we'll just put in a milky yellow. Dude, the Hako desoldering gun, truly, me as well, one of the better investments I've made. All right. I mean, it definitely sounds different. I think that's more in line with what everyone seems to want. I actually still did not mind the little bit more of a flatter overall, deeper sounding one. It sounds like a Nixie. I kind of liked it more with the Nixie. Preference. At the end of the day, preference. Definitely a more even spacebar. Can't say I've ever had a Nixie be uneven. Or maybe I've just never noticed. So very, very interesting. I will admit though, with the PP plate, you can feel a little bit of the, like that vibration coming from it, which is fun. Two different types of space bars. I don't think I hated one or disliked one. I think both were cool. Interesting find though in the Nixie. Very, very interesting. I do love the way this sounds though. I think the Alphas have a really nice fullness to them. I think it feels like a top mount, which really, I don't know. I think this sounds delicious. Sounds good. I don't think you'll be disappointed picking up this board, man. All right, everybody. I hope everyone had a good stream. Bye, everybody. See ya. I'm gonna go sleep too. Bye.